third-year head coach Derek Besson, as they said, to take on a tough team in the Spokane Sasquatch, knowing that you guys did split with Yakima Valley this past Saturday, splitting at home and splitting on the road. That sure the first game with the defense not looking good though, but did a little bit better in the second game. Knowing what do you guys have to do when going to face a tough team in the Spokane Sasquatch?
Um, we know Spokane's gonna have really good pitchers. So we're gonna have to really fight at the plate, hoping to find a way to scratch a couple runs across, and then we can't give them any extra outs. Spokane's a team that's perennially one of the best teams in the East region because they have great pitching and they find a way to score runs and put it on you. So we got to find a way to play quality baseball and come away with a couple wins this week or on Wednesday.
Yeah, knowing with seeing that in the bottom of the fourth inning and against Yakima, knowing being down 2-1, knowing with Williams hitting that single and then Hagen hitting that inside the park home run to extend their lead, knowing to sign. You decided, Hagen to send him home going when it was bounced over the right fielder Estrada, knowing how, basically with Hagen getting his inside the park home run, his first and as a sophomore, overall second in his career.
Yeah, that was just a really crazy play. You don't really kind of see those things very often. It was hit so shallow to begin with. And then when it took that hop over his head, I knew the outfielder had a long way to run because it rolled all the way to the wall. And Richie's is pretty fast. So I thought with us already scoring 2 runs, and I was like, it was good. And we had 2 outs, so it was a good chance to send him and risk it. And Richie was fast enough to get in there. And so that was a really exciting play for our team. And I think that really boosted us the rest of the game and helped us secure the victory there.
Yes, knowing, again, as you said, with Spokane, with the pitcher, Zach Bowman, he's going to be on the mound on Wednesday. In that last game against Columbia Basin, knowing he's going to be a tough team, basically tough player to keep an eye on, having 8 innings pitched with 12 strikeouts, along with some other players that you also have to keep an eye on in this one. Chase Edwards in this one, Cole Krepsick, and with some teams that you're going to have to keep, that players are going to have to keep an eye on, knowing what do you have to do when you do practice throughout this week against Spokane, that you're going to have to keep an eye on Krepsick and also Edwards in this matchup on Wednesday.
Yeah, so we're just really focused on grinding at bats, getting pitch counts up, trying to get into their bullpen as soon as possible, and then just executing our pitches on the defensive standpoint. I know Zach's can go out there and compete. Quentin's can go out there and compete as well. We just got to play solid defense and take care of the ball, and then go grind at bats up there and run pitch counts up. Spokane's always going to be tough, and we're excited to get out there and compete and kind of see where we stand against the top of the NWAC.
Yes, speaking of that NWAC, knowing you guys are currently tied for fifth place in the East region with Big Ben, and with Spokane being tied for second place in the NWAC along with Yakima Valley, knowing Columbia Basin in that top spot right now, knowing what do you guys have to make sure, even though, sure, the playoffs, yeah, we like to be there, but knowing you have to take care of business before you see the playoffs, and knowing you have to need to get those wins, knowing again with the pitch count, make sure their pitch count's going up, all that other stuff. Knowing has to be what do you have that team, when you get to execute those plays in over Spokane.
Yeah, so we're really focused on just 1 week at a time, one game at a time. So we're just we're not really worried about playoffs. We know if we take care of business and we can beat some of the the guys that we have Spokane, we have CBC, we have Walla, we have Wenatchee, all guys that are going to be in that hunt. So if we can take care of business and beat those teams that are ahead of us, that should get us to the spot we want to be. So this week we're playing Spokane, so we're just focused on trying to get a couple at home and split on the road, and be right in that good situation.
Yes, knowing about the game plan going into facing Spokane, what is that game plan going into the series?
Yeah, we're just gonna go out and fight, and like I said, we're just gonna try to grind at bats and try to get in their bullpen. I know they have a lot of really solid arms, and so we're just gonna really try to fight and try to get see as many pitches as possible, foul off as many pitches as possible, and just grind at bats and put the ball in play. And then you put the ball in play, you give yourself a chance. So if we're giving ourselves a chance more often than not, I feel pretty good that we're going to be able to scratch some runs across, and then we just got to take care of the baseball on the other standpoint and throw strikes. If we can do those three aspects of the game, I really like our chances this week.
All right, and Betty, we appreciate the conversation there. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Brandon.
And with that, we have the starting lineups and the first pitch. All that and more coming up right after this timeout.